other than a nigga trying to do magic on me, I'm about to show you your magic is weak as fuck. You could do that to someone who don't know themselves. You might even try to do that shit to the real ops, but since they sent it back, you're reflecting their energy, and you think it's yours, but it's not. But we're gonna get into that because for great reminders, it helped me learn what magic really was because I have my own brain, and us being the real magicians or the real masons, I already know what's going on. So y'all niggas trying to put death spells, interruption spells, all type of shit. Pretty much the same spells these reptilians did. So when a nigga say you a reptilian, you just match your energy of the reptilian brain because you don't have the heart. Like these reptilians know the fucking science of the green light and all the lights, reason how they manipulated all the lights. But if you're not operating from that light, then you're a op because the one who's operating from that light understands the left and the right. It shouldn't fucking interrupt you. I understand, I overstand how it can, but that deals with attachments. You don't have a free mind. You don't have a clear mind. And I say that off an example of the Matrix. When Morpheus said, "Free your mind, Neo," he was saying, "Clear your chakras." I'm only saying that because I actually did it. I'm not saying this because I'm regurgitating some other shit. If I'm regurgitating some other shit, it was a confirmation of what I said because I needed words to express what's going on. Most of the time, there is no words to express what's going on. It's supposed to be telepathic. I'm not even supposed to be on YouTube expressing this shit now. Why I say that? Because they always use xenia, which is Greek hospitality, okay? Meaning out the Greeks hospitality, but they used it for sacrifice. It says for connectivity, okay? They use it for their connectivity as sacrifice, okay? So even though they're manipulating shit and they're telling you the truth before they do it, it can work and it is working. But the ones who see have to see. You can't be caught up in the light so much because you could be blinded as you're seeing. You could be blinded by the darkness. Niggas was blinded by the dark magic being used on them. The light showed them what was happening in the dark room. Okay? But if you so focus on the light, you can also get blinded and end up back in darkness. Which what someone said, you could rise and fall, but it's a reason for you to fall again so you can, because the test is, do you remember what you did to rise? That's your test, okay? And me, I'm just a nigga that's a reminder. I'm gonna come around to be a reminder. It's like I love females, and females really love me. And I used to doubt myself, and I used to act like I don't know females. But what made me forget that was emotions and attachments. Okay, so me knowing the blue light or the true light, because the blue chakra is representing truth. I understand when someone is attached to some bullshit because it's not the person, it's the perspective, which is the spirit. It's never the person, it's the perspective, which is the spirit. So when you see your people, sometimes it's not them, okay? And we're about to enter this 8-8 portal. But this 8-8 portal, so to say, is the Lion's Gate, is a face of the dragon. It's phases of the sun, but it's four phases. This shit happens every 3 months, okay? But it's 3 months back. So really August is October, which matches up with Halloween, but the same shit happens 4 months. Okay? So you have your snake, your goat, uh your you have your snake, your goat, your eagle, and a lion, representing that one dragon, but it's really representing you and the energy and the kundalini. Okay. The thing is, you need to be ready. You're supposed to be able to take this sun, even if it's a fake sun or not. It's supposed to be transmuted. Even if you're doing low vibrational shit, you're supposed to have a consciousness to understand the magic being done on you. Okay? Now it's a flip. Now you seeing how you saw how we fail. Now you seeing the light, but it's also manipulated. You that's why you seeing the sunflowers turn. My shoes not even. I have these UV ones. They change colors under UV light. Okay, these UV ones I got change color of the UV light. They're not changing colors no more. These sunflowers just turning away from it, and it's at a UV at 10, which is 3 times the normal rate. So it's speeding up the rate either way it goes. But you need to be able to take this shit. You're not supposed to be hot. It's just like your car. When your car gets hot, dealing with the cooling system, why is it that? It's dealing with your electrical shit and your sensors. Your sensors dealing with your body itself is your eyes. Okay? If you can't see in the darkness or you can't see in the light, then you will never be at the center. So the scientists quote, it's like now, like, there's certain things I know I shouldn't be doing, but it's an attachment. It's just I'm open, so I tell y'all what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, I'm not trying to hide shit, cause I already know if I was lying, it would reveal itself. That's how I peep when other people lying, because there's certain things you say in the truth and certain things you say in the lie. One who sees in darkness, you could be blinded by the light, you could be blinded by the darkness. But we've been manipulated. Niggas is really on demon time, not knowing that's bot time. But the thing is, leave no one behind. Leave no soldier behind. We came out here as soldiers because this is. But when we came here, we was prisoners of war, depending on what timeline you came here. Some of you time travel in your dreams to the past. Some of y'all time travel to the future. That's really what Enoch did, explain his story. But when he entered the 5D, he told Satan that I'm not serving you. And when he told Satan, I'm not serving you at the fifth gate or the fifth heaven, it skipped the sixth heaven and he came back and explained the six. Okay? He explained that shit. Because he went higher, he saw the timeline and already, and he was taken away from when this shit was happening, so to say. Really, this nigga just disappeared. So, I'm peeping in the spiritual community, y'all niggas woke, but you're still attached to the system. And even though niggas might get awakened just because of your genetics, don't mean you're gonna survive in this shit. Because it's not happening no more, even if you're split. Like, certain energy is not gonna be allowed here. Parasitical energy is not gonna be allowed here. The way you think ain't gonna be allowed here because your magnetism is gonna come back and remove you. So during retrograde, you can't open up wounds that you was healing from, or you're gonna open up timelines that you was dealing with. Okay. The thing about these timelines is really just energy lines, but the thing is, we're trying to go back to the future. Remember, I didn't say we going to the future. I say back to the future, meaning back to the original time. When Willow said my consciousness was in the 6D, you have to realize what time was attached to 6D. I mean, it's now in the Mandela effect future, but it was not to where it was the heavens. It was on the plane. 4, 5, 6 was really on the plane. So they trying to tell you reach 4D has already been here. And the timeline attached to it is the 1800s. The six is the 1800s to 20, 2160, which is the age of Aquarius. So the age of Aquarius really happened when 6D settled, which was last year in April. Now we're definitely in the age of Aquarius. Okay, something you need to understand. But one day I'm gonna go into depth what I want to say because Gregorian time is 3 months behind, and they manipulate you with these signs and shit to make you think it's at that time. But Aquarius is really Gemini because anything that deals with the truth connecting above and below is Gemini. Aquarius was the charge, okay, which is the charge that's happening in the air. That's why it's an air sign because it's talking about the charge to all these damn spiders. It's talking about the charge to the air, which if anything in the air charges, or if any of the atoms charges, which they manipulate in the atoms, which is the carbon. Reason why people say you carbonated beings because you're an atom. Okay. Eve was manipulated from dark matter. And I didn't mean to say that because it might have came out wrong, but it's still right. The thing is, I shouldn't have said that. I was out of work and I'm being 1 second. Alright, so the thing is, it could be manipulated, right? The moon, y'all also know, is the third sun. But I made a short off of Jose Consciousness because he was exposing NASA for making a lunar time 2026. What y'all don't understand is they're trying to do this shit again. You need to know yourself so you can walk in the court like a king. Because we have jurisdiction, they don't. Okay? They're going to slowly release shit to make it seem like they're making shit better, but the whole time they're just trying to do the shit all over again. What did they do in Thanksgiving? They snaked us. What is Trump doing right now? Snaking us. Trump cool, but he's only helping to save himself. Once he saves himself or his family member that's next on, they already know the agenda because they're all family. Okay? So he's the negative aspect of a snake, but a snake ain't nothing wrong. A snake goes off of frequencies and they can actually see through their pineal gland, right? I mean, they see through their eyes, but they really hunt off of their tongue, okay? Because it's just like Neo when he got electrocuted in his eyes, he went blind, but then he started seeing colors, started seeing frequencies. And when he went within, then they saw he was the chosen one, okay? So what he did was he did what he had to do, but at the same time being creator of the universe, the fourth Matrix explained why you leave no nigga behind. So all y'all people, I understand why you say you have to leave people behind. They're going to be left behind off their own consciousness. It's already destined for them to be left behind or not. But most niggas, even if they took the wrong shit that they wasn't supposed to and they regretting it now, if they're still here, they still have a chance. If they're not listening, then they're dealing with pain right now. And most of people have genetics to fight this shit either way. But really it goes off of purity. Purity will always fight it. But you have to be the one. You can't be getting emotional because niggas not listening. Now you're doing the same thing as them. This dark matter, this dark energy being manipulated. I only say this because say if you was the NPC and you just didn't know, but someone else knew who you were and they knew, but they didn't tell you, but you loved them, right? They didn't tell you, right? 'Cause they was scared. That was fear, which interrupted their love. Now they talking shit about you, not forgetting that you was once them. You could be a kid, not even realizing you came from your parents. So even if your parents NPCs, most of the time you remember what they told you as a kid. They told you shit that got you thinking the way you do right now. Now they need you. They need you now. That's why you were here. You didn't ask to be here. Spiritually, you did for a mission. But get back to the point, you didn't ask to be here. So you here with them for a reason. So you have to be their reminder. That's why I'm gonna start defending Rashad Jamal because most of y'all defend, but is dealing with a certain chakra and not all of them. Because I don't defend anyone, I just overstand shit. And me going through shit that I actually seen, that's how I can speak on it. Rashad Jamal is green light. I'm coming at you for this because you coming at him to get views. So I guess I'm gonna come at you to get views. Because niggas already hop on my page, and I know they came from Young Elders page. And they say, you remind me of phase of my Malachi York. And I got upset because I heard you say niggas is copying him. And I never copied that nigga. I respect him because he did his part. And when I heard him for once, he gave me confirmations that I wasn't wrong. Okay? This awakening is happening with everyone. And we have to pick up where niggas left off or just pick up period or where we need to be. And Rashad Jamal was a great reminder. I'm not a follower. I mean, I'm subscribed, but he's not my God. He is a God. He's a brother. And he reminded me. And you also a brother, but you're divided. You're using the energy for you. You get pointed on somebody else, get a point across, which I understand. You could do that, but I don't want you to get caught up in that energy to where you forget. Because people is reminding you. That's why people are saying shit, standing up for him. It's just not coming out right. And you understand, but you trying to point out the bad other than the point, the good. And all of y'all say the same shit. The thing you don't see is he made a butterfly effect for niggas to view you. You don't see how that works. So yeah, you're correcting shit, but don't send bad energy to him because that's always going to come back to you. It always will. That's why niggas operating red light. It's always dealing with the heart and your crown at all times. But a certain energy is a certain purity, which is the shield. The shit that I talk about. I'm not against you. I only say that because we supposed to come together. This nigga's not there. But the knowing is going to be expressed through people's consciousness of how they grew up and intellect things. So you can't look at other niggas like you're better than them. Because at the end of the day, they said the same thing as you. You're just breaking it down, and they're breaking it down from the ascended master way. But you also have to understand the spell, which I don't disagree with you. I just agree to disagree because I'm green, and you teach about it. But a reptilian could teach about it. Not saying you're a reptilian, but a reptilian could teach about it. They already did in language. Getting back to point, stay at the center so you could discern the dark and the truth. I say we can't leave nobody behind because it's not always words for this shit, but it's examples because we're in a brain simulation. For one example, is reflections of you and your body and the elements and the states of matter with nature because they were describing you. So outwardly or nature, the output is connected to your input, which is connected to your brain. Okay? Meaning this is you. Y'all say they have no energy, they manipulate yours. But then forget you said that, which helps them manipulate even further. The feminine or the moon, so to say, as they said in feminine, they even say with the labradorite, it's a moon crystal, but then say it came from the auroras. The moon is a manipulation of the black sun, which is the reason why it's manipulating dark matter energy. So they say they don't know about this shit. They know about it. They're just trying to learn more.